Hello and welcome to the Gooner Talk, back again with you guys for another show and another episode of our Raw Reaction series as Arsenal have beaten Brentford 2-1. Yeah, finished 2-1 despite the fact we should have closed that game out much simpler than we ended up doing. Disgusting officiating is where I'm going to start. Absolutely unbelievable attempt to cost Arsenal a win. Let's just say it how it is. It was an attempt to cost Arsenal points. I understand that Mikel Arteta has called you out, PEGMO, or whatever you're called. I understand he's called you out, and quite rightly he's called you out, because let's face it, your consistency is awful. Your officiating is dreadful. And that's why the Premier League are needing to step in to, set up a program to try and teach you how to officiate properly. Let's just say how it is, because that is it. And although Arsenal are the ones that called you out, now we're just not going to give us penalties, right? We're not going to give us 3 clear-cut penalties. White, fouled in the box. Lacazette, fouled in the box. Brentford handball. Clear and obvious errors. VAR doesn't even look at it. You got a second chance. You got a chance to redeem yourselves, and you don't take it. And so instead, Arsenal got to go and do it the hard way. Arsenal got to do it while playing against more than just the 11 men of Brentford, and we did that. So fantastic win once again, and getting that roll going, really going into the Wolves game on Thursday strong. Good evening, hello, and welcome to everybody that's joining us in the chat box. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the Gooner Talk if you haven't done so already. People in the chat box very much enjoying themselves. Wow, so many correct scores I got. Why didn't I bet on this one, says Moss. Pure Lewis says, I think they should sub the referee at this point. 2 shouts not given to us. I count arguably 3, arguably 4. I don't think Pepe's was a penalty. I think it was a little bit of a dive, but I need to see it again to see if there was any contact at all. Sure, we didn't keep a clean sheet, says Matt, but to be honest, it was important, as Gunny Gunnar says, to get the win in the end. Best game of the year, says Jonas Dehawa. I mean, 2022 has not been that great for Arsenal, but it was the best performance of 2022 so far. That is for sure. John said, Xhaka's arm is allergic to that kind of elastic, it seems. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Very strange, very strange. I've got a theory, but we'll see. Zander says, afternoon, solid all over the park. Little switch off at the end is annoying, but 3 big points. Michael says, there was contact. I think it was a Pepe. I think Pepe's was a penalty, Tom. I need to see it. I need to see another, because I've only seen a really poor quality video image of it, basically. So I need to see another angle of them showing it again, which I've not. If you have another angle, DM me on Twitter at the Gooner Talk TV so I can have a look at it. Vinny says the handball was no way a pen. I disagree, Vinny. I don't see that as a natural position for it. Was it Wissa? I think it might have been Wissa. It does not look like a natural position at all for that. 3 points, decent performance, job done, says Rancid. Moss says the handball in our box when they scored, Vinny, VAR missed that. Interesting. Jonathan says a bit disappointed that Ramsdale didn't get the clean sheet he deserves, but a win is a win. Credit to Cedric, says did you think he played well today? Odegaard for man of the match, says PSYN. I think that there are some. I mean, Smith Rowe was brilliant. You can't really take away Smith Rowe away from that man of the match display. He deserves the 3 bonus points in FPL he is going to get for sure. A brilliant display from him. Was absolutely fantastic. Saka as well, get on the score sheet. Odegaard was influential. Don't get me wrong, absolutely crucial on the pitch. And without him, I don't think we win the game, because he's just so integral to the way that we play. But he could have finished 2 chances today, and that is part of his game where still we're going to have questions. He got a few back-to-back goals in December. He needs to kind of rekindle that love for scoring goals, and had an opportunity to do that in the first half and the second half, but didn't take either of those chances, although Araya did make a good save for the second one. Zamir says Smith Rowe, leading goal scorer for the club. Clinical, I think that's his 9th Premier League goal of the season. All of them non-penalty goals as well. Mr. War says referee was poor today. We should have had 3 penalties. Luke says 16 shots in the first half. That's more, by the way, than any other team in the Premier League has created. 16 shooting opportunities in the first half, more than any other side. Didn't score any of them, bearing that in mind. and does show you how much we need a striker. It shows you how much we are creating as well. Certainly turning that around. Yes, Food and Travel says Odegaard at it again. Fantastic performance from him. Gary Griffin says, I thought we were fantastic. I also thought the ref had a good game, to be honest, and kept his cards in his pocket. Gary, I'm sorry. I just don't agree. That was so wrong on so many decisions. Absolutely ridiculous. Aaron says, it was 2-0 when my stream died. I've literally found out about Brentford's goal from your stream. Well, there you go. Yeah, they scored right at the end. It was a little bit of a pinball in the box and unfortunate in the end. It was very, very unfortunate for Arsenal to concede that. But 3 points is massive. And it does go to show how important it is to make sure you get that second goal, because these things can very much happen very, very quickly. No Sleep says Odegaard can't get man of the match without missing that chance. Exactly. I do agree. I can't give him the man of the match. I think Smith Rowe has to take man of the match because he absolutely had to take the opportunity. Marcus says, for their goal, are you not allowed offside in the first move? I don't think so, because it's a different phase of play when it comes back. What I would say is that I'm yet to see an image of the pass for Lacazette in the first half. The only image I've seen, he looks very much onside when he scores. And obviously is later called offside. I've not seen a VAR check of that goal at all. I didn't see any images of that goal either. That was very, very strange indeed. Partey got a shot on target. I really thought that was going in right at the end. The curling effort into the top right-hand corner. Matt says, what did you think of our new signing, Pepe? Came on, was sprightly. And yeah, look, more of that, please. More incisiveness, more direct play into the box. And the more of it we see, the more you can try and get more minutes into the team. Let's go down the chat box. And Zander says, Lacazette next registration, whether Arsenal or other clubs need to be as attacking midfielder. Yeah, I think he needs to be labelled as that, because he just doesn't occupy the number 9 position anywhere near as much. John Moss, at least common sense, says Moss. How many corners? Where's Giroud when you need him? We do lack that aerial presence, especially from our striker. Joel says, Pepe looks lively. Intricate footwork should start up front. I don't buy into this theory. His touch is just not good enough. His link-up play isn't either. Keep him in the wide area, bring him off the bench and use him as a bit of an impact. Was it Xhaka that was offside, Zizzy, in that move? Perhaps it was. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Jean says, I don't want to sell Cedric. Think he is a good option for Tommy, as I like the difference between them. Gives us versatility. I, again, do disagree. I think that we can get better than Cedric. And to be honest, his deliveries were off today. It was so hit and miss with his crosses into the box. I thought he was good. I didn't think we missed Tomiyasu, but I thought Cedric's deliveries were a bit off during the game. Can you throw in your comments into the chat box? We're going to be sticking around to read through as many of them as feasibly possible. Let's go a little bit more. Marcus says, why do we put the ball in the air so much in the opponent's box? It's because that's the way that we play. We create these opportunities where we want to get the ball into the box. And instead of doing the little intricate 1-2s that we have done in the past, we do fling it in there quite often. And we do definitely still need to sign someone who's going to give us some aerial presence in there as well. Pure Lawyer says, loads of good comments. Good week channel. All the best. Catch up soon. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you stopping by. Olu says, we have been good at corners, struggled with them today, perhaps due to Brentford's height. I think that definitely has something to do with it. We lacked that in their box specifically. I think you would bring Tomiyasu, yes, in against Wolves, absolutely, just to kind of deal with the presence of either Podence or Trincao. Probably Podence, to be fair. I thought Cedric had an awful time against Podence defensively. Offensively looked okay, but offensively, you know, defensively we need to think about bringing Tomiyasu back in for the Wolves game. Let's tackle this then. And I want to know your thoughts in the comment sections as well. What are your thoughts on Xhaka not taking the armband? I look at this very much as him going, look, he lost the armband and he's looking at Tierney or whoever. I don't think he was just saying I didn't want it, but I think that he knows that the armband is going elsewhere in the summer. So he's looking at it and going, well, why would I take it? I do feel like then we need to be asking the question, and someone needs to ask the question to Xhaka or to Arteta in the press conference. It needs to be discussed. But what I would say is that I'm not really, I'm not going to read too much into that, to be honest. Look, he used to be the captain. He lost the captaincy. It's a point of contention. The last captain we had also lost the captaincy. He just wants to focus on his football. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. And, you know, to be honest, I'd rather Tierney was pulling on the armbands anyway. So there you go. Xhaka knows he's leaving. If he is leaving, he played like a player that isn't. And that's a good thing, because you've seen players play numerous times and play badly knowing that they're going to be going in the summer. But he's playing like he just wants to play and gives his best for the team. And I think that's what we saw. We saw a good performance from Xhaka today and Thomas Partey. Let's just have a second to praise Thomas Partey's performance. The number of recoveries and tackles he had. Good passing besides the first 5 minutes where he made a little bit of a wayward one that nearly cost us. But other than that, I thought his tackling in their final third was excellent. Winning the ball back in dangerous positions and really nearly got on the score sheet as well. Come on, Yagunas says Aero 2-1 to the Arsenal. Zana says totally fine. Think it was more Eddie didn't know who to give it to. Manouche says Miko having a laugh with Kieran Tierney about the armbands at the end of the game. Things you love to see. I have not seen that yet, but there you go. I may as well be in the box at this stage, says Marcus, when we throw it in the air. Look, I'm a bit of height, 6'3". I'll add a little bit of height into there, that's for sure. PT says we need to find a way to incorporate Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Odegaard. I don't think we do. I really don't think we. The only way that you get them all into a team is if Martinelli plays as a striker. That's the only way that you get all of those players into the team. And, you know, right now, Lacazette was responsible for the pass that led to Smith Rowe's positioning and then dribble and then strike. Obviously, it's a lot that needs to happen from Smith Rowe before we score. But Lacazette does link up the play. And I'm not sure you'd get that from Martinelli. And I'm not sure our attack would be as potent in the creation of chances if it was Martinelli there. And I don't really want to see the 4-3-3 that we used against Burnley, because despite the fact that people felt that maybe we should be chucking on more attackers, I was kind of happy to see the control remain in the midfield with Xhaka there, over going with two attacking-minded number 8s. Just my thoughts on it. Neil says, Xhaka was good today. I'm a big critic of him, so respect to him where it's due. Fair play, mate, and that's why you tune into the channel, because you can have your critics, you can be critical of players, but when they prove us wrong in individual performances, you got to hold your hands up and say fair play, and that's why I do that for every single player possible. And Pepe, when he came on, who I've been very critical of, you know, was very sprightly, and I hope he continues in that vein of form. There's plenty more to talk about as well. Chris says Benjamin White's passes on the ground through the middle are so good, but his long balls in the air are woeful. I know this is only a short one, but it's only because the Arsenal Way are going live right now. Head over to the Arsenal Way. Link is in the description. You'll be able to continue on the conversation there. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, up the Arsenal.